Mine is Michael Jones, and he's in custody, and he's asked me to argue probable cause for him, and so I
Sure,
shall.
of course. You ready?
Yes, Judge, does he need to be brought out, or do you, I don't know your process.
Mr. Jones, please. Yeah. It's only fair because it's his case, so we might as well bring it up.
No, he asked me to do this, and so I told him I would.
Yeah, it's Michael Jones.
Yes, Michael Jones.
He must be unhappy, huh?
Asked him to breathe.
Or hungry.
Asked him to breathe.
Good morning. How are you?
Hey, buddy.
If you're banging on the door, you got to be careful because you break something, you're gonna catch another charge. So be careful banging on those windows because they break very easily. All right. So you were Michael Jones. Mr. Jones, we're talking about you. So that's why I wanted to bring you out. It's only fair that you get to hear what's going on with your case. Your lawyer wants to challenge probable cause in this case. You're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. That's what you're charged with. I don't know. So I'm going to have them read and we're going to do probable cause to see whether we're going to go forward or not. Okay? Okay. What happened?
On January 10th, 2025, the officers in official uniforms and riding in a marked patrol vehicle were dispatched to a disturbance at a residence in Harris County, Texas. The officer observed the defendant standing outside the location, being told to leave by the resident, to which the defendant refused by verbally yelling at the resident in a loud, aggressive tone of voice. The officer announced themselves and observed the defendant begin to walk away. The officer gave the defendant a verbal command to put his hands behind his back, and the defendant pulled his hand away. The defendant refused to comply with verbal commands, and the defendant held his arms to his chest as the officer attempted to detain him. The defendant continued to refuse additional commands to stop resisting and put hands behind his back. He yelled at the officer in an aggressive tone and shouted out loud, "Don't let them take me." The officer performed a leg sweep and continued to struggle handcuffing the defendant due to him pulling away. The officer began to roll around while on the ground and reached the officer's hands to prevent him from being placed in handcuffs. The officer continued to give commands, and the defendant continued to refuse.
I get it. But what's he doing? I mean, he's walking away. That's what they wanted. Right?
So,
Black man.
No.
Just losing?
Your Honor, in this case, to read the full dim, it was the disturbance call, and they said they observed him standing outside the above location, being told to leave, and they observed him verbally refuse, and then...
Right, but then cops get up there.
And then they observed him begin to walk away. And it says they approached Jones and observed he was intoxicated in a public place based on his slurred speech, pupil size, and
Didn't say that.
That was in the complete dims, Your Honor. And then it
Do you know
says
about that?
and
Yes,
aggressive
Judge,
behavior.
but
Okay,
I
go
have my
ahead.
argument prepared. Judge, my argument is exactly what you started to say. There's some sort of disturbance. Somebody's asking him to leave. They're yelling and screaming at each other. Police coming up and saying, "Hey, I'm the police." You can walk away from that all day long. My client did walk away from that. My client's loud and emotional, as you can tell here today. You're allowed to walk away emotional, yelling, screaming, even using profanity in this state if you want to. Then the cops come up to him and suddenly there's some kind of unfounded allegation of intoxication. There's absolutely no facts other than that statement. "I smell marijuana. You look intoxicated," because it looks like he walked away and the cops didn't want him to walk away. And so now they need a reason to arrest him. My argument is based on if he's charged with interference with a public servant, that doesn't come until later. He has to be lawfully arrested and lawfully detained or lawfully with the police before that even occurs. Walking away when a resident tells you to leave and all you've got in your sworn statement is, "We identified ourselves as police," so what? Everything that happens after that is fruit of the poisonous tree.
So they go up and they see that he possibly could be intoxicated. So does it go into a potential public intox investigation?
If it does, they need to announce that. You can't just walk up to me and say, "I'm the police, stop." We don't live in that kind of society. "I'm the police, I need to investigate you, so therefore stop," all day long. "I'm the police, we're investigating, I need you to step aside, sir, so I can investigate this matter," all day long. But hey, I'm the popo.
The reasonable suspicion we have is they begin to investigate what?
So
A criminal trespass.
they're called, yes, a disturbance, and they saw him yelling, being aggressive, and then as he walked away, that's when they saw
So
signs.
the trespass investigation ceases because he's leaving. Yes or no?
It's not specified to be a trespass, Your Honor. It's specified just to be a disturbance.
That's what it is. Okay, but it's a trespass that they're investigating a trespass, right? I mean, for all intents and purposes, isn't that what it is? The investigation begins as a trespass investigation because he's there. Homeowners asked him to leave. He's refused to leave. So cops come and he begins to leave. So at that point, all should have ceased. But the cops go up to try to.
Yes.
Well, in this case, Your Honor, it would be that, yes, he attempted to leave, but once the officers arrived, so they would still need to investigate to determine if the trespass even occurred, to determine,
He's leaving.
He's walking.
He's leaving, right? It's like, here, let me come and mess with you more,
That would only.
right? So it's like adding fuel to a fire.
But they would still have grounds to investigate, and furthermore, with the further signs of possible public intoxication, it would give them further grounds to investigate.
That's because they're going up to him to mess with him.
Well, they're going up to investigate what they saw him refusing to leave, and he
leaves.
He only left once they arrived. So with maybe potential fear of apprehension, that's when he decided to leave, which it wouldn't undercut their ability to investigate what they had observed happen in front of them regarding that public or that disturbance that they were called about. They still need to figure out what happened there and if there was a trespass to begin with.
Judge, you can't flee a trespass. The way you comply is by fleeing.
Well, we don't know it was a trespass, it was a disturbance. We don't always specify the disturbance.
I'm going to find no probable cause.
You understand?
Mr. Jones, be careful, man. We have enough drama in this life, don't we?
Yeah.
You don't like to wear orange, do you? Be careful where you go. Be careful what you do.
Yes, sir.
Everyone's always out to get you, man.
Yes.
Don't let them.
Yeah.
All right, man. Good luck.
Thank you.
Unless you.
I'm not happy with you. You have a monitor on your ankle. It's been dead. Is it still dead now?
I keep my charger with me. I keep it with me wherever I go. But my ankle monitor is messed up. They said it's malfunctioning. So sometimes.
Felicia, tell me what's going on with Mr. McCollum now.
I believe on the 2nd, we lost service until the 5th. And then it came back on, and then on the 8th, his last court date, it went off again for about 6 hours. I reached out to get the specific times, but I haven't heard back yet on that. But it was off for a confirmed 6 hours, and we have received signals since then back.
Yeah.
And we send messages out to tell them to report 49 to have the device inspected as well. And if they have any issues with that, they're instructed very thoroughly to let us know.
Yeah, I keep my charger with me though. But I think it's something wrong with my thing because the thing got off and it gets wet when I get in the shower.
You keep your charger on you, but you don't use the charger because it has gone dead over and over. And I don't care if you come here with a baby to try to save your ass from going into custody.
I'm not trying to save him. I'm the only one that could have watched him right now.
What's going to happen if you go to jail? These are things that you think about when you're in the free world and when you have bond conditions. Because when you break the bond conditions, what happens to you?
So I did call them and tell them that I think it's a malfunction with my thing. They said they could see my signal and they give me.
You repeatedly have the device that goes out. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to call these people. But you are, though. The device has gone dead. 3 days over there, now 6 hours over here. What am I supposed to do?
I was unaware of it being dead. I put it on the
She's
charger.
telling me they reached out to you.
Oh, they do. Every time they call me, I put it on the charger. They call me. They do call me and I put it on the charger.
Why do they have to call you to even tell you to put it on the charger, Mr. McCollum?
Sometimes I'm at school. A lot of times a day I can't charge it at school. My charger is not close to my barber station. So
why can't you charge it at night when you're at home with the baby?
I do. Sometimes it acts as if it's charging, but it's not charging. So it's not that I'm not trying not to charge. I do try to charge it every day.
Judge, I would ask if the court would instruct him to go by 49 Sanderson today, just for them to check the device, and if there is something wrong, for them to put it.
I'm putting him in jail. I don't know what you're going to do with this kid, man.
I haven't done anything wrong, sir. I promise.
But you have done something wrong. You've repeatedly done something wrong.
But my ankle monitor, I didn't know it was dead. I promise you, I go to school every day. This is what I do. I go to school.
How does the monitor let him know that it's dead?
So We send messages, and then I also see, a few times
They
we
do
send
send-
siren alerts to the device as well.
Yeah,
And then I have
charge
multiple
it.
dates of text messages informing the client to charge the battery as
And they
well.
call me and I answer the phone and I charge it. I charge it every time they call me. I'm not making no excuse. This is what I do. I go to school every day.
The reality is you tell me something, but the machine tells me something different, Mr. McCollum. That's the reality.
Ask if we could get, like, can we get it inspected or get it checked out, please? Because I know it's not.
That is what you're supposed to do at the first instance that there is a problem.
I did call them and it's on record. I
You
did call them.
calling has nothing. It doesn't do anything. You have to actually go down to the place and have it serviced if it's malfunctioning.
They told
But
me
you don't.
no malfunctions with it, sir. I promise. I called them. They told me there was no malfunctions because it was going off at first when I was at school one time. I said, "What's wrong with it?" I've never been on ankle monitor before, so I said, "What's wrong?" When I called them, they said, "Do you have service to outlet?" I said, "No, but I can get." I went to a place next door to my school and I tried to charge, and they said they still not getting signal from me. They still weren't getting signal. So if we can get it changed or get it looked at least,
Judge, I would ask if he could get a new device, if we could reset this a week, and if
Here's
there's,
what we're going to do. I'm now sending you for a drug and alcohol test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system.
Sir,
Do you understand?
sir,
You were to come back tomorrow. Don't come with a baby. Do you understand me?
sir,
Don't come back here with the baby.
sir.
Because if you're here and I put you in custody for one reason or the other, I will call CPS. Do you understand?
Sir.
But here, whoever you are, I don't care who you are, we will hold you accountable. And if you continue to piss on my leg and tell me it's raining, there will be issues. Do you understand? I will not entertain you telling me I got to do this, I got to do that, and I malfunction this. They reach out to you ad nauseum to tell you that there are issues, and you coming here and telling me, well, I don't know about this, I don't know, it's disingenuous.
I actually get it. Ankle monitor looked
just go to 49 Sanderson,
where is that?
49 Sanderson.
First thing is first, I'm sending you for a drug and alcohol test. And then I will give you the benefit of the doubt right after. Have you go to this place to see if there actually is something wrong. You will be back here tomorrow. Understand? Okay, Hunter.
Judge, they will, do you have someone else to watch the baby because they don't have a child?
Do you have someone here with you today?
No, sir. But I'll just wait outside the address until I can get somebody to come.
Do that.
Yes, Judge.
All right. All right. See you, Mr. McCollum. We'll see you tomorrow.